Good day, everyone. How's it going? This is Bear, also known as Blockchain Broker, and you are tuned to our first podcast episode. Let's go. Awesome. So, hey guys, my name is William Bear. I'm also known as the Blockchain Broker. It's because when I first started out, I was a real estate broker, and I got super pumped about blockchain, and actually, I feel like I still am a broker because what a broker does is it brings two people who are ready, willing, and able to do business and to do deals together in a room, and they get value from just setting up that relationship. And that's what I find myself doing a lot, and I honestly think that that's one of the most core skills that you can have. So, how do you find me? You can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Telegram. Both of the names are Blockchain Broker, Blockchain Broker, Broker. Awesome. So, hey guys, I want to just start off with a couple of frequently asked questions about the space, some very beginner onboarding things, and to just let you know a little bit about the nature of this channel and what we're super excited about here and what we're not excited about. So, you will never find financial advice on this channel. If you're looking for technical analysis, if you're looking for financial advice as to what coins you need to buy or what coins you want to trade, please check out a different channel because that is not something that I'm excited about. I am excited about the core technology and more excited about the community of blockchain rather than trading or buying or getting rich quick, right? So I like to say, get rich carefully, right? And that's what you can do with the community, with building your own projects, with being a part of other people's projects, and there's so many ways to do it. So my core methodology, and this is not financial advice, is don't buy crypto, earn it, right? And one of the things that people don't understand is that you don't go around buying money, right? You're not going to go and buy a lot of US dollars, and you're not going to go around and buy a lot of euros. I mean, sure, you might exchange it while you're traveling, but unless you're a Forex trader, right, the majority of people are just not buying tons of currencies as investments. And it's really weird how the crypto space and the blockchain space approaches people who have no coins with this methodology and this mindset as if you were a trader, as if you were a Forex person that already knows how to trade between multiple currencies and trying to make different arbitrage value on the differences of how those currencies are trading and where they're moving, right? And yeah, speculation is fun, speculation is cool, but in my opinion, it's not, I suck at it, right? I've always lost money trading, but I've made a lot of money from the community, from earning it, from helping add value. So that's the advice that I would give is build your own community, be a part of communities, add value. The space is abundant, right? So let me tell you a little bit about me and my background. Like I said, I'm known as the Blockchain Broker because in the beginning, I was a real estate broker. I had no technical skills. I didn't know how to code. I didn't know how to build smart contracts. I didn't know how to build web apps. I didn't know how to build mobile apps. I didn't know how to build video games. Back then, I didn't know how to do any of that. Now, I can do all of that. But in the very beginning, no idea, right? And I was looking at the space and I said, wow, this is really cool. Because I'm from New York, where a lot of people were talking about the cypherpunk movement. Now, cypherpunks, in my opinion, are the original Satoshi. If Satoshi exists, she was definitely a cypherpunk, in my opinion. I know that Craig Wright says that he's Satoshi, and he might be, right? I'm not saying that anyone is or isn't. I'm not even saying that Satoshi exists or not. But I am saying that the ideas of blockchain and the ideas of crypto come from this cypherpunk movement. And the cypherpunk movement started after or during the financial crisis inside of the United States in 2008. Now, the interesting thing about this financial crisis that wasn't interesting for other financial crises like the Great Depression or things like that is that this financial crisis was completely avoidable And it completely happened because we trusted the wrong people in our financial system, right? So we found out, I would suggest you guys watch the movie The Big Short, right? It has the guy from The Office. If you know who I'm talking about, leave it in the comments. I forget his name right now, but he's the main guy from The Office. And please leave it in the comments, and I'll definitely shout you guys out. The Big Short shows how the financial industry was the lack of trust that we gave them trust that they shouldn't have earned, right? So, for example, the credit rating agencies, the people who say that this is a good investment or this is a bad investment, they were bribed basically to say that things were good investments that they knew weren't good investments, right? So they had all this trust, right? There's a lot of trust to say if something's good or bad, and they just totally disobeyed our trust for money, right? So they were able to start saying things that were bad were good for money and all of these things. And because they said so many investments that were bad, they said that they were good, that caused so much money to be in bad investments to the point where that house of cards just collapsed. And in 2008, we saw that this happened and we said, oh my God, maybe we shouldn't trust the big banks so much. Maybe we shouldn't trust the credit rating agencies so much with our entire future, with our entire economy, with our whole livelihood, right? So the idea with crypto and the cypherpunk movement, and back then they didn't even call it crypto, they didn't even call it Bitcoin, they called it open source money. Big shout out to Nick Spanos. He's one of the guys that helped show me and learn all about these things. One of the original founders of the Bitcoin Center right on Wall Street back in the day. Nick Spanos is a great, great guy. You guys should definitely check out some of his content and follow him. He's doing amazing things in the space. But the cypherpunk movement was trying to make open source money that was programmable, that had very, very little or no intermediaries that we had to trust. Because they believed, and I agree with them, that the problem with the financial system is all the trust that it takes to make it happen. And we need a trustless society. So that leads to the question of, what is a trustless society, right? A trustless society doesn't mean that it has no trust. It means that it doesn't have the need for trust, right? So when you don't have the need for trust, it's because you have a lot of protection. Right? So I don't need to trust if I'm well protected, if I have great defense, then I'm not worried about a bad actor harming me. And that's ultimately what we want to build in the crypto space, is a way for good actors to do business with other people, bad actor or not, right? But in a way that there's no possible way that that bad actor can impact them economically, can hurt them, can harm them, right? So I don't think that we are anywhere close to the final vision of the cypherpunks. I do think we're moving towards it. We do have better and better programmable money, but I would be very, very careful in Web3. I don't want to say that Web3 is a trustless environment yet. We are working towards it, but guys, be super careful. There are a lot of scams. There are a lot of different bad actors in the space who will be able to get your crypto from you. But ultimately, we want to have a trustless system. So a lot of people ask me, hey, how does blockchain work, or what is blockchain, all of this stuff, and they ask other people and they get this long technical answer. And I think we overcomplicate things in the space, and I don't know why. Because to me, and I'm sure that other people are going to say that there's different definitions, if you disagree or you think that I missed out on the definition, leave it in the comments. But to me, blockchain can be defined as a digital witness. Witnessing things is super valuable, right? Like when a peer and another peer engage in something that's important, that's dealing with money, ownership of art, ownership of different things, or engaging in contracts with each other, it's good to have a witness. Because later on, one of those peers might say that something happened or something was different than what was initially agreed on, right? So being able to have a witness in the real world is super, super valuable. So picture this. Let's say that we're engaging in something that involves money, and we're able to immediately call 10,000 different computers to come and witness what we're doing, write it down, so that later on we can check all 10,000 of those computers and we can see that they're all wrote down the exact same thing and that they all said that this happened, and then we can have assurance of that ledger. And that's all blockchain really is a digital witness that you can pay a little money to record and write down what occurred. The money that you pay is called gas, and a lot of the computers that are witnessing it are called the miners. So a miner is someone that donates their computer, right, or their compute to be able to witness transactions, to be able to witness smart contracts, and witness these things so that later on people can listen to the witness testimony and engage in business, right? So next time someone asks you what blockchain is, tell them it's a digital witness that we can use at any time, right? And that's very, very powerful to be able to have a digital witness. And that moves to what we're trying to build in our trustless society. So in a trustless society, you'll be able to trust everyone because you'll know that no one can harm you. Let's say that in the future, when we do have a trustless society online, your money will be programmed so that it will be able to go through different things, right? So basically, you'll be able to have your let's say you're able to give money to an entrepreneur, right? And you know that that entrepreneur can't go to Club 11 in Miami and just blow through a couple of stacks of your money, right? They can only use it on Amazon Web Services or cloud computing or to pay their developers or for solid marketing practices, right? Wouldn't you have more faith and confidence knowing that your money can't be used for frivolous things but only be used for building up the company and only be used for the proper investment channels, right? So hopefully once we have truly programmable money, once we have a trustless system, money can be more current, money can flow more easily knowing that it will be safe. This trustless society is something that I'm working towards, something that a lot of the core builders in the space are working towards, and that to me is the ultimate goal and the ultimate dream, is to have a society in which we are able to work together at any time because we can trust the money and not have to trust each other so much, because humans can be affected, right? A lot of humans are good. In fact, I think most humans are good, but the bad ones can cause a lot of harm, right? And not even bad ones, the bad actions, right? Because ultimately, I think that in the trustless society, the current bad actors will realize that behaving in these ways are not going to be profitable, and they're going to turn into good actors, right? Because I think humans ultimately want to be good. Humans ultimately want to add value to each other. So that's a little bit of definition of blockchain, why we're doing it, what we want to achieve with it. The ultimate goal is a trustless society. The ultimate goal is not Bitcoin to the moon. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Bitcoin. I want to see I own a lot of these things, so I want to see my bags grow, but that's not what I'm in this for. I'm in this for a trustless society. And to just explain how powerful a trustless society can be, I want to show that the internet has connected us all, right? You're able to talk to anyone in almost any country. Even early stage developing countries have access to a lot of mobile technology. They have access to the internet, all of these things. And you're able to talk to everyone. But you can't really trust many of these people. A lot of these people are strangers to you, and we shouldn't really trust absolute strangers, right? So like it's a little bit of a chaos. But with blockchain, what we ultimately want to do is have a monetary system in which you can trust anyone and everyone. And imagine how powerful you will be when you're able to go online and everyone can be trusted because no one can hurt you or take your money, right? How many teams can you form to go after an opportunity? How many people can you bring together to be able to build bigger and bigger goals if you can trust everyone in that area? And that's what we're really working towards. So that's one of the major things that we're doing. The second questions that a lot of people ask me are, hey, William, I love blockchain. I want to be a part of it, but how do I get a part of this community? Right? Like, how do I jump in? How do I start? Right? So one of the things that I like to say is that one of the easiest ways to start is through community building activities, right? And one of the most popular community building activities are hackathons. Hackathons are a great resource, and I highly suggest that you guys check out some hackathons. One of the easiest ways to find a hackathon that's occurring right now, it's occurring today, it's occurring tomorrow, it's occurring next week and next month, is Gitcoin. I am not sponsored by Gitcoin, but I love Gitcoin, right? GitHub is something that I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with. I'm a huge fan of GitHub. I love a great code repository. I love looking at cool like things, forking it, checking out cool stuff, building things and updating it, and all of this. And GitHub is wildly useful. Gitcoin is very similar to GitHub, but it adds that Web3 layer, right? So Gitcoin will let you work on different projects for companies, for startups, for different people. They have all of these code repositories that you can update and you can add for what they call our bounties. Bounties is straight crypto. A lot of times it's USDC or USDT, which is a stable coin pegged to the US dollar. So you can literally look and say, oh, wait a second, if I accomplish this, I'll get $1,000. If I accomplish that, I'll get $5,000. And yes, there are some big bounties there. And I definitely suggest you guys go check out Gitcoin and see the different types of things that you'll be able to go after and try to get some bounties. This goes back to the whole don't buy crypto, earn crypto. And Gitcoin is one of the best places to start, especially if you have technical information. The second thing on Gitcoin is that they have digital hackathons. Digital hackathons are wildly useful, right? You can hack from anywhere in the world. You can work with a team. A lot of times there'll be a new layer or a layer 2 or a different blockchain that wants to popularize their blockchain. And literally you can make bags on these hackathons by just taking amazing dApps, and a dApp is a decentralized application. It's what we call applications in Web3. Taking dApps from Ethereum, copying the code, throwing it onto their EVM chain. EVM means Ethereum Virtual Machine. So that just means that the code that works on Ethereum will work on their blockchain, and literally launching it and getting that prize, right? So if you have a little bit of technical information, you don't have to be Steve Jobs, you don't have to be one of the top technical minds in the world. You can literally start out with some low technical information, just understanding some of the code, redeploying it, changing some things, and making your own on the new chain. And it's super, super exciting, guys. But ultimately, my favorite thing to do is in-person hackathons, because I love community, guys. Community is the best thing. People are the most sophisticated computer on this planet. So the way that you're able to get into in-person hackathons is usually through Twitter and Telegram. Right? So on Twitter, there are trending hackathons happening in every single city in the world. Not just America, not just Europe. Anywhere you are, there is a hackathon coming up, and probably in a city less than 2 hours from anywhere you live, because hackathons are occurring all over the world. And sometimes a hackathon will occur in multiple cities at the same time. So I highly suggest you guys checking it out. There's a lot of trending hashtags on Twitter. I can definitely share some in the comments. Let me know if you guys want to do an in-person hackathon, and I'll definitely help you out. One of the cooler hackathons that I would like to suggest is ETH Global. ETH Global is one of the largest hackathon networks in the world and in the world of Web3. And ETH Global hosts events all over the place. I will say that they do focus on the European and American market. So most of those cities are where they have hackathons. One of my favorites is in Lisbon. One of my favorites is in Greece. A lot of them have amazing, amazing ones, and they have tons and tons of prizes, tons of bounties. And I know you guys are saying, I know some of you guys are saying, awesome, and some of you guys are saying, well, William, I don't have any technical skills. I don't know what to do at a hackathon if I don't know how to code, if I don't know how to deploy. I'm not a DevOps engineer. I'm not, like a data scientist, none of these, right? So what I would say is just show up. 90% of any job is showing up. Once you show up, you'll figure it out. A lot of times, a hackathon will help teach you about yourself. It will help you learn what kind of value you have and what kind of value you need to add. So go to an in-person hackathon, walk around to the different teams, introduce yourself, and learn about these different projects. A hackathon is really awesome. A lot of these people are forming teams on the spot, and a lot of companies start up from a hackathon project. You'd be surprised how many companies, especially in San Francisco, I've been to hackathons where the founding team met each other at a hackathon, loved their project so much, they kept building it. They may have pivoted, they may have changed the nature of the tools and the features of their project, but ultimately the seed was planted at the hackathon. And if you want to be at the executive board, if you want to be at the leadership table of these companies, being a part of them when they're starting out at the hackathon is the easiest way. Because when you start talking to these teams at hackathons, you're going to see that they have something missing. So you'll talk to them and you'll say, hey, how's it going? Wait a second, you guys have the product really well, you guys have great technical teams, but you don't have your marketing figured out. You guys don't have a go-to-market strategy. Let me help out there. Or you guys have a great thing going on with the code and great marketing, but you're not good storytellers. Let me help you guys present it to the judges, right? Like maybe you're a better talker. Maybe you're someone that can help grab more attention. No matter what, I guarantee you, you are valuable. You have something to add. And going to all of these different teams, you'll find that they'll have these missing pieces and that you'll find in yourself how you can add to those missing pieces to make the full picture and to get a winning team, right? So one of the things I like to say, it's actually advice that my father gave me, which was find what you love to do in this world and do it. And later on, someone will pay you for it. But when they do, they will pay you because you'll love it more than your competition because you were doing it for free. You know, while your competition is doing it for the money, their heart is not going to be in it the same way that yours is. So that's one of the major things that I would say is go to these hackathons, start doing it. Don't worry about winning the prizes right away. Worry about making as many connections as you can. Worry about networking as much as you can, because ultimately that's going to fuel your future success. That's going to get you into the right groups, to the right communities. And if you guys want to know about some of the trending hashtags, let me know. I'll let you know on Twitter. There's Consensus, there's NFT NYC, there's ETH Global that I mentioned earlier. There's so many resources. There's hackathons happening every month. Literally right now, there's a big conference going on in Europe that is happening with tons and tons of hack teams, and it's always happening. So if you're not able to attend the hackathon in person, my advice is to do it digitally, right? You can go on to Twitter, you can get into the right Telegram groups, and you can talk to the other people there, find out ways to add value online, connect with them, be their actual friends. Guys, friendships exist, right? And friends is my favorite thing. There are some problems that money can't solve. There are some problems that hard work can't solve. But I have yet to find problems that can't be solved with more friends. You know, so actually be friends with these people. It's a little bit harder to do digitally. I would highly suggest being in person, but you can make the introductions digitally. You can meet them one day in person. Get a lot of friends in this space. I promise you, it's going to help you be more successful. So that's my answer to how do you get started in crypto. Is I'm never going to tell you, this is not financial advice. This podcast, this content is never going to give you financial advice. I'm never going to sit here and talk about technical analysis. I'm going to tell you ways that you can earn it, ways that you can add value, ways that you can be a part of the community, because in my opinion, that's what changed my life. That's what is lasting stability. And from where I am, I will continue to grow in the future with unfair advantages and unfair resources because of the friends that I have and the community and the network that I've won, right? So you win friends and you win their relationship and you're able to keep them, right? So that would be my advice to how do you get started is start by going to different communities. Hackathons are a great way to do that. Conferences are a great way to do that. Meet as many people as you can and just start adding value. A lot of people think that they have to be an amazing coder, that they have to be a savant, a genius. I'm not a genius, guys. I'm not a savant, and I am very happy to be in this space. So I would definitely say to you guys, have more confidence in yourself, be more friendly, and win. You know, a lot of times I like to say, you don't have to be the smartest, you don't have to be the strongest. Actually, this is Darwin. You don't have to be the smartest, you don't have to be the strongest, you just have to be the most adaptable to change. And in this world, things are changing so fast, right? Blockchain is changing. It started out with just tokens, then it moved to NFTs. Now AI is coming in, and those that are adapting quickly and adapting to that change are the most successful in the space. So be highly adaptable, be highly open to change. All the ideas you have, allow it to be changed with legitimate evidence. All of these things, keep an open mind. So that's how I would say get into the blockchain space. Now, a lot of people ask me about what is blockchain doing? Like, what is the purpose of blockchain, right? And so I would say, obviously, it's a great digital witness. Obviously, it's a great way to build a trustless environment. But ultimately, I think that it's leading us to becoming a tier 1 species, right? So currently we're a tier 0 species, guys. We're on the same level as the animals, right? We're on the same level as chimpanzees and lions and all of that, because we're separated into tribes, we're separated into groups. And a tier 0 species can help each other in these tribes and groups, but they're not global, right? So the internet was the world's first tier 1 invention. Becoming a tier 1 species means that we're able to build things that immediately are accessible and immediately impact the global world, that we're able to build things that are globally collaborative. So the internet was the first tier 1 invention. Blockchain, in my opinion, was the second tier 1 invention. A lot of people like to wrap blockchain into the internet. I definitely agree with that, but I think that it's so important because of the value that we put on rare and money, on rare things and money, such as gold, diamonds, money. All of these things, we put a lot of value in that, and we put a lot of importance in that. So I would definitely say that that is super important technology, and that is our second tier 1 technology, right? Having a globalized financial system is so important. I know you guys are saying, well, William, we already have international banks, we already have a system that allows us to do this. It's still segmented, it's still siloed, right? Europe uses the euro, US uses the US dollar. A lot of other countries are pegged to the US dollar. A lot of other countries have their own currencies. All of these things are still siloed, right? Whereas crypto has no country. Crypto is one of those things that are globalized, right? So I would definitely say that is a tier 1 invention. One of the cool things about tier 1 is that it's going to lead us to tier 2, right? And tier 2 is when we become an interplanetary species. So we need to have more and more inventions that affect all of humanity and all of mankind. And I believe that blockchain and crypto is one of those. So that's why I think it's super important to have more tier 1 inventions. If you guys know of any other tier 1 inventions that you're seeing now in the world, please comment below. Let me know what it is. I am always excited to see us moving towards a tier 1 society, because I think that we're all humans. None of us really care about what our governments are doing. We all kind of just want to work together, collaborate, execute on goals, get bigger and bigger opportunities, and just grow and have better lives for ourselves and our family. May it be generational wealth, may it be adding value on a huge scale. All of these things are universal goals that I think we have, regardless of what the quote-unquote leaders of your country say. So I love tier 1 inventions, and I want to see more of it because it shows the collaboration of the people, right? So those are some answers to some of the most common questions. Is what is blockchain? Blockchain is a digital witness. Why does blockchain matter? It's because it creates a trustless society that is a tier 1 technology. And how can you use blockchain in your daily life? So one of the cool things about blockchain is that you can use it for all sorts of things that are important. Anything important that you need a witness for, blockchain is there to witness it. right? So you yourself could become a witness. You can run your own mining system. You can run your own way of witnessing other people's transactions, other people's contracts, all of these things. You can do it through proof of work, or you can do it through proof of stake. Proof of work is when you use your computer and you have to work it really, really hard to make sure that it's legitimate and that you can witness the transactions. Proof of stake is when you use your computer, but it doesn't work so hard because you put a lot of money, and the stake of the crypto and of the money helps your computer become more legitimate, because if your computer begins to lie, you lose that money. So that's how they keep proof of stake legitimate. Another thing that you can use blockchain for is to be able to build bigger and better things. A lot of cool things that people don't know about blockchain is that it allows us to create ways to communicate. A lot of people say money talks, right? But they don't truly understand that. And with blockchain, money really, really speaks in some cool ways. And sometimes it speaks in ways that I'm like, wait a second, what did you just say? So one of the cooler things in blockchains are the concept of flash loans. I'm gonna make another video going in detail as to what flash loans are, how you can use it to arbitrage, the differences between multiple exchanges and all of that. But basically, flash loans are a loan that you can get from the blockchain of almost unlimited. Like, I've borrowed more than $5 million from a flash loan within a transaction with no ID, no credit check, no stake put in, nothing, just free loan. So basically what I had to do was I had to set up a situation in which I would borrow money from the flash loan and pay them back within the same transaction with interest, right? And so what I was able to do was I saw that there was a difference of currently I think the coin was Tezos. I'm not 100% sure, but Tezos was selling in South Korea for a little bit more than what it was selling for in New York. And so I was able to use the flash loan to purchase a lot of Tezos in New York, sell it in South Korea, pay back my flash loan, and deliver the rest of the profit to my wallet. And when I first did that, I said, holy wow, I'm able to access a lot of capital to engage in a deal that I thought was going to be profitable. The capital itself was programmed to see that my deal was profitable before it even left. If my deal wouldn't make more money than what was put in, it just wouldn't work, right? Because it wouldn't trust me with the money. So it saw that I found a deal to make more money. It gave me as much money as I needed until that opportunity was standardized, and then it paid me out my profit, right? So I'm gonna go into detail as to flash loans more. It's a little bit more of a technical thing. This video is really about introducing you to the space. And I would say, guys, seriously, focus on the community, focus on adding value to the community, and try to build things that allow you to have more friendship, better networking. And if you want a great friendship team, if you want to be a part of some awesome things, please hit me up on Instagram, Blockchain Broker. Please hit me up on Telegram, Blockchain Broker. Links are in the description. But also, I run a group here in Dubai called Do Vibes. We believe that friendship is greater than entrepreneurship. Don't get me wrong, we love entrepreneurship, but we're not like a super networking business group. We focus a lot on actually being true friends with each other, because we realize that this is a marathon and not a sprint, right? Like, it's a marathon where you should run fast, but it's not a sprint where you should just tire yourself out trying to do business with every single person, over-shilling, all of that. We have a shill and chill policy, right? You're allowed to shill. Shilling is when you like advertise whatever project you're working on. You're allowed to shill. You're allowed to talk about your project. We're very supportive of whatever you're working on, but then chill, right? Like, be actual friends. Long-term relationships is what truly wins in this game. Please hit me up. I'm going to leave all the comments in the description, and I would be more than willing to help you try to get into the space, and I'd love to be your actual friend, right? I'm looking for more friends. So thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate you being a part of this inaugural podcast. Let me know in the comments any questions that you guys might have, any things that I need to address. Like, I'm really interested in hearing from you what type of content you want. If you want more content about how to get into the space, if you want more content about how to thrive in it, if you have more content about like what you want to see here, or what are the specific events that you should be going to, where you are in the world, tell me so I can start telling you better and better advice, right, as to what events are going on in your local area. All of these things, please leave in the comments. I am going to be reading each and every one of your comments, and I'm going to tailor this together, right? I want this to be a decentralized content production agency where you guys are my producers, you guys are handing me notes, and I'm going to listen to all of these notes and try to incorporate them. Thank you so much. Let's see you next time. Take care.